Hello, gang and traders. And I just want to do a follow-up video here to demonstrate some things about a rolling put diagonal. So this is a continuation. If you don't know what a rolling put diagonal is, you might watch one of my earlier videos, but I'm going to basically show you here. I'm going to share a screen and I'm going to show you one of the most difficult times we experienced was starting on February 18th through March 26th, February 18th through March 26th. So let me just write that date down. So those are the dates we're going to test. We're going to test February 28th through March. This low here was March 24th. You know, a lot of times people, traders, they're kind of afraid, well, what happens to a strategy in the worst possible time? So last year, if you go back into the pandemic, that's when the news was coming out. At first, we're in denial up here at the top. Hey, it's just the flu, bro. Just relax. And then catastrophe hits and things start shutting down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into a trade here, and I'm going to show you on demand. And I'm going to start with the particular strategy that I'm advocating. So I'm going to go back in time to February 28th. So if we get back to February 28th of 2020. So here we February 28th of 2020. So we'll go hit go here. And it's there, this has to buffer, so it takes it a while. So if this takes too long, eventually I'll stop the screen share and then I'll let it catch up, and then I'll share my screen again. So I think it actually speeds it up if I stop the screen share and wait till it goes back to the February 28th. So it's already pre-buffered here, so that's good news. So I'm going to share my screen now again, and here we are at February 28th on SPX. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put on this bullish put diagonal. I'm calling this the rolling put diagonal trade. So what we're going to do here is go all the way down to March 23rd. And I'm going to go in here and I'm going to buy a 30 delta. We're on demand here. So we're on demand. So I'm going to go in here and I'm going to, since this is not my account, this is the paper trader, I'm going to reset this to 100,000. And we'll watch and see how the buying power is impacted for this month-long trade. So I'm going to buy this 30 delta put. So I'm going to buy this guy. And then I'm going to go in and I'm going to sell the next underlying. In this case, it's 3 days out at March 2nd. And I'm going to sell the at the money. So it's currently trading at 29.31. So I'm going to sell the 29.30. All right. So the 29.30, I'll sell that guy. I'm going to kick this to one contract. And then I'll hit execute. We'll see what kind of buying power it takes. It looks like it's going to take 18,000 in buying power. So that's pretty big here. So just kind of give you an idea. We'll see how this balloons and how it changes. So, all right, I'm going to stop going here. It hasn't executed yet. So I'm going to hit control, cancel. I'm going to unlock this guy and confirm and send. And I'm going to share my screen. Looks like I'm going to show you a trade here that I've got on. I have gone long the March 25th and I've shorted the February 28th. So as you can see, it takes $14,500 in buying power. So I'm going to crank this up to February 28th, click go. And so here I'll let this pre-buffer and catch up here. So you'll kind of see it. Sometimes it takes it a while on toss. So I'm going to stop this share and see if it speeds it up a little bit. And this may have some dead time here, so occasionally I'm going to pause that recording. All right, here we are, and it is moving up to March 2nd. I want you to notice here, SPX, look how it dropped here. Boom, roller coaster. That's what happens in a pandemic. And now what I'm going to do is it's March 2nd, and I'm going to roll this guy, create a rolling order, and I am going to roll it to at the money 30.25. 30.25. I'm going to click confirm and send, and that's for a $44.67 credit. I want you to notice now the margin requirement on this bad boy is 12,500. So it's now on March 2nd. I'm going to crank this up to March 4th. We're going to see what happens as time passes. All right, here we are again, and my net liquidation value is now $100,822. I'm using $12,500 in buying power. So I'm going to roll this March 4th. I'm going to create a rolling order, rolling into March 6th at the money. So I'm going to sell at the 30.50. 30.50. And I'm going to click confirm and send. And let's take a look and see what SPX is doing here. So it's kind of recovering here. So we took this big drop and then it's recovering. So just kind of get an idea. The long leg is now worth $45.50 and the short leg is worth $43.75. So I'm going to crank this up to March 6th and click go, and I'll pause while it catches up. All right, here we are back. It looks like our net liquidation value is 100,437. So it's March, currently March 6th, and we took a big hit. Look, it's like a roller coaster here. SPX is crashing and then recovering. So it's March 6th. So now I'm going to take this 30.50 put. As you can see, the 2,900 put has ballooned to over 10 grand. So I'm going to roll this March 6th, create a rolling order, and I'm going to go to the next expiration. It's gone down to 29.45. And I'm going to go down to 29, roll this down to 29.45. It's going to cost me a $54.70 debit. It's $5,400 for those of you. You know, 5 out of 4 people aren't good at math, but I'm going to stop the share now, and I'm going to pause it. All right, here we are. It looks like the net liquidation values dipped to 98,967. Looks like the long leg is worth 14 grand and the short leg is costs 11 grand to buy it back. So let's just kind of take a look and see what SPX is doing. Oh man, it's crashed down again. It's down 137.6 points. That's 4.6%. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to click. So it's March 9th. I'm going to create a rolling order. And we're going to roll it down to 28.35. 28.35. I bet that's going to cost us. And it's going to cost us a debit of $45.95. So in this case, it's going to, it doesn't look like the buying power is going to expand much. But let's see what the buying power is currently. It's gone to, there's no buying power, but what's really costing us is buying back those legs. All right, we're back. Now I want you to look at that. Now my net liquidation value is at 102,242, and it's currently March 11th. So we got 14 more days in this bad boy. So let's go back and look, and it looks like the long put is ballooned to 18 grand 370, and the short leg, it costs $6,700 to buy that back. So I'm going to roll that to the next expiration. In this case, it's March 13th, and it's currently trading at 27.71. So we're going to roll that down to 27.70, 27.70, and it's going to cost us a $4 debit. So I'm going to click on that, and then I'll pause it. All right, we're back again. And now look at that. Net liquidation value is 103,857. See what SPX is doing. See that roller coaster? Boom, recovered a little bit. So what I'm going to do now, it is now March 13th, and I'm going to roll this 27.77. Look at this. The long put's worth 40 grand, and it cost us 26,175 to buy back that short put. So I'm going to click on rolling order, and I'm going to roll this time to 25.15. Oh, that's going to cost us 25.15. It's going to cost us $169.30 debit. The cost of this trade is almost 17,000. So now let's kind of see, there's no buying power, but it cost us 17 grand to roll that guy. So I'm going to stop that share and pause. All right, here we are back. I'm going to share the screen and look at this. Our net liquidation value has gone up to almost 108,000. Let's kind of take a look at, here's what SPX is doing. It's recovering considerably. It's a bit of a roller coaster. Let me show you what kind of VIX is doing during this time period. Look at it ballooning up to 78. Have you ever seen this? And during normal times, VIX is, anywhere from around 20 or so. So this is a crazy time. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this March 16th and let's look at this. The long put, because this has crashed, is worth 38 grand. And this short put's only worth 4,400. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to roll it then and to the 18th at the money, 25.20. $63.40 credit. Fire that off. So it's not really using any buying power to speak of, but what has really cost us is the amount to buy this back. So I'm going to stop sharing here and then let it catch up. All right, here we are back, and I think you're going to find this interesting. It is now ballooned to $116,877. I've only spent about 20 grand on this. There's no buying power. So I'm going to take this, and there's only got a week left. So we'll see how it does. I'll create a rolling order to March 18th to the 20th. It's trading at 24.01. So I'm going to click this to 2,400. 2,400. Hey, if you like, and it's going to cost me a $37.90 debit. So that's like over 4 grand to kind of buy this guy back. Let's kind of take a look at it now. The long put is worth $49,000 because it's dropped like a rock, and this short put is now worth almost 8,300. So it's kind of, here's VIX. VIX is dropping. And let's take a look at what SPX is trading at 24.04. So you can see it crashed, it bounced, and it's leveled out. So I'm going to now pause it so I don't bore you. Now look at this. Your net liquidation value is now almost 123,000. That's amazing. It's the most difficult time in my experience ever as a trader, and this strategy is just crushing it. So now I'm going to go click it up to 2,400, that's what it's trading at. We're going to collect $49.25 credit. All right, so let me kind of show you here. The 2,900 long put is currently worth $50,000, and the short put is is worth $76.45. So here's SPX. It's recovered. It's just languishing down here. And let's take a look at kind of the VIX. VIX is going down, so it's gone from 85 down to 62. So some of that premium tends to come in once VIX. And so we've only got a few more rolls here. One roll, I believe. So we're going to roll from the 23rd down to the 25th, and it's trading at 2,400 again, and we're collecting $20 credit. All right, here we're back, and I'll just share my screen. So the total net liquidation value now is 112,000. So, and we're at our final roll, so we're done with this. But it made $12,000 in the most difficult environment. So hopefully that kind of helps you understand how this strategy can be very effective during a pandemic. And just to kind of show you here, the final value, this long put's worth 42 grand and the short put is worthless.